really cute pictures on the water. Uh-uh. During that whole quarantine process. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sadie Says It All, where I say it all. So I am super excited today. And I know I use the word super a lot, but I'm super excited today because we are starting something new here on the channel. We are going to feature special guests. Every here and there, I'm going to have a special guest on the show. So today I am really excited. I use really instead of super. I'm really excited because I met this special guest on Instagram through another one of her businesses because she is multi-talented. So she has another business. She's an author of a children's book. I saw that. I was excited. I purchased it for my niece. And then I saw something else pop up. Just a Twist cocktail classes. Now I was like, you know what? That's more my speed. So I would love to welcome Miss Yana Dai as our special guest today.
Thank you, Miss Sadie, baby.
No,
I love the multi-talented. I can't tell you.
girl.
I'm just eating up the multi-talented because I have never thought about myself in that manner, ever.
Look, you wear many hats, and we're going to get into
do.
But you wear many hats, honey. That is a talent. Just being able to balance all of that, it is. So today, one of those talents, she's going to show your girl how to mix a drink, a holiday signature drink. Y'all, I have drinks, but I don't do no mixing. So she is going to lend her expertise over here and show me what to do. You have
All right, you ready?
girl, I hope I am. What?
Okay, so we're gonna get a glass. So I need you to get this size glass. It's called a highball.
That's about as high as it gonna get. Is that okay?
that works.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna get your caramel and you're gonna dip the top of your glass. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. You're gonna just swirl the top of the glass in your caramel, and then you're gonna swirl your glass in your sugar.
Okay.
And it should come out looking just like this.
Okay, we're gonna see.
So yes, get your swirl on, girl. Swirl it just like that. And then swirl around in your sugar. Get it all up in there. Get it all in there.
All right. Oh,
Get it fancy. Yes, girl. Yes. That's how you do that. So, okay, so you're going to put that to the side. So now I'm going to show you how to rim the inside of your glass with caramel. So I have my caramel here. So I'm going to hold it up a little bit to the camera so you can see. Can you see well?
Yeah, I can see. If I'm looking to the side, I'm looking at the laptop to see what you're doing, but okay.
Okay, so you're going to just turn your glass in circles slowly. And just put your caramel at the very top of the glass and you'll see it just trickle down, just like this.
Okay.
And swirl, girl. Get your swirl on. Swirl.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I swirled it outside, but it's okay.
It's all right. That right there, that's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, let me wipe these sides down because your girl, like I said, I go straight from bottle to glass. So. All right, I think I'm okay.
Okay, so I want you to get a separate glass because we're going to keep these fancy. Get a separate glass. Put this one down to the side. You're going to put your ice in your glass too.
All right, now this glass is going to be a little bit bigger because, like I said, we don't do a lot of like whiskey and drink around here. My husband don't drink, so it's like, so it's usually okay.
I'm gonna show you the simple way and the quick way. Okay, take your other glass and put your ice in it.
Oh, okay, put ice in it.
I'm gonna show you the easy way, like the bartender's shortcut on how to know how many ounces you have with your drink. And it's easy if you have a pourer, and that's just the little spout that you put on top of the bottle. It's
Right.
easy to do it because you can turn it upside down and you can count. So
Okay.
just for food for thought, every 2 ounces is 2 seconds. So if you do, I'm sorry, every ounce is 2 seconds. So if you want to do a 2 ounce drink, then you count 4 seconds and you have 2 ounces. So I have a measurer here, and if you have a measurer, you know, that part is fine. If you don't, that's fine too. It all works.
You know, I'm gonna try your counting method. We're gonna try that because you know I need to get my skills up.
So you have spiced rum.
Yes, I do.
have some bourbon here. I like bourbon in my specialty eggnog. So that's why yours is signature, because you like, and some people use rum, but they don't do the caramel and all that other cute fancy stuff.
Ah, got it.
So I'm gonna count 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, and I
And
have
is
2
that
ounces.
what I'm doing? Am I doing that too?
Yes, with your spiced rum.
All right. 1.
Okay. That's fine. It's just fine. That's fine. Because you're gonna shake it up and pour it in your highball glass anyway. So it'll all blend well, trust me. And then we're gonna do the same thing. You get your butterscotch schnapps.
Okay.
And you do the same thing. Count 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm at 4 ounces.
Okay.
And now you're just gonna take your eggnog and you're gonna top it off with your eggnog.
And I'm just doing just how much am I pouring? Am I just pouring it till?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just pour it into the glass.
Should I pour more?
Yeah, you can pour a little more. Get you a little spoon or stir and just stir it around, girl. Stir it around.
All right, let's see what we're doing here.
I have a shaker. So mine turned into a shaker. So I'm just gonna shake it on up.
Okay.
And you pour it into your highball. And you have your fancy drink.
Oh my God, and it's perfect. Like
that's why I told you, keep going. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, girl. Thank you.
Cheers.
Let's see what we're doing. Cheers. Girl. This right here. You know what?
Tis good, I know. That caramel just kind of adds an extra kick, and then the sugar on the top it just ties it all in, make it a perfect blend. So it's like a nice balance of the eggnog. It's a nice balance of the alcohol. It's not too much.
Yeah. That is really good. I think I might even be able to get my husband to drink this. He just might partake in this. I mean, he drinks like, what is it, Tito's and what the heck is it, lemonade. Like he'll drink stuff like that sometimes, but I'm gonna see if I can get him up on this one because this.
Now, if he likes Tito's and lemonade, girl, I got one for you with that too. I said yes, girl. After this, I will sing you a few things for him that I promise you he will love.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm all for that. I am all for that. It seems like you are a woman who has all the bases covered. So I want to ask you a question. Okay. Because I'm on this show called Learn How to Marry Me. And on the show, we talk about a lot of, current events and current topics, but we talk about a lot of relationship things and relationship topics as well. So with that being said, a woman who wears many hats, and then myself, I find myself juggling, a lot of things and trying to play this balancing act with what I have as well. So what do you think is the key to trying to find the balance with your relationship or your marriage, and then you have all these other things that you're trying to do and accomplish for yourself as well? Like, because you got your man pulling at you over here, but then you got these goals pulling at you over here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so number one thing is organize, prioritize. You have to put those at the top, because if you don't, your balance is going to be off. You're like finding yourself doing 1,000 things and it's just one you. There's only 24 hours in a day. Girl. You can't put it all in the whole 24 hours, because then you won't be no good the next day. So I found myself my whole life in just a ridiculous jumble at one point, because I was trying to please everybody. Yeah. And I was trying to do everything. And I found myself at a point some years back where I couldn't even be in a relationship. I was too busy.
Yeah.
I was just too busy. I was too busy for life. I was too busy for me. And like you said, I wear many hats. So even though I have my side hustles, and I feel like I'm a master hustler, I have my side hustles. I also have my goals. But it was difficult because I'm a nurse manager. I worked in the hospital. I've been a nurse manager for 20 years. Like, that's my everyday 9 to 5 paycheck. And, I started off just taking care of patients. But when I went into that management role, my life got crazy. And I think I put on too much, and I just felt myself internally screaming. And I was like, God, I can't do this. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't do this. And then I stopped one day, and I just said, let me just breathe. Let me just breathe it in, and it'll come to me. I have this fascination with water. So
with water?
With water.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Jersey City. I grew up right on that New York water line. So when I would feel myself in a crazy jumble, I would go sit at the waterfront by myself. I didn't want to hear anything but the water. It's just something about that for me that makes me bring everything together.
Like it centers, right? Yeah.
Yes, it does. It centers me. And I went and sat at the wall. I went to Jersey City, and I sat at that waterfront, and I said, okay, I had to just be. I closed my eyes, and I just had to just listen to the water, and it just hit me like maybe 10 minutes in. Organize, prioritize. I had to literally. I got me a journal, and I made a list of everything that I'm doing. And then once I wrote that list out, then I really just looked at it to see what was most important.
Right.
What was most important, I put that in one list. And then what it was that I was able to do based on that importance, and I put it all together. And when I did that, it just all made sense. Then that way I was able to balance and manage everything at not really at one time, but I can organize. And I actually brought that practice to my practice. And I was able to get my workers, everybody lined up that way. Because it can, even in your work field, especially dealing with patients, it can get crazy. Right. And I was in a world where a patient can die on you in 2 seconds, flat in your face, like in front of you. And you have to be able to manage and handle everything. So for me, everybody, it's not the key to everybody, but for me, that's what I felt like was a key. And then, when it comes to relationships, whether it's a friendship, whether it's, mother, daughter, every person in your life, that's a relationship. Whether you're a couple, everything in life is a relationship. And you have to ask yourself what's important. You have to it's okay to admit to yourself and to understand that you can't do everything in one time. Like, it's okay to say no and to shut some things down. Yes. It's okay to put yourself first. And as long as you do that and put yourself first, and if you have a partner that understands your work ethics and understand how you move, then it'll be easy to tie that person in and your work life.
Yeah, I think that with a lot of people is, I'm sorry, I'm just expanding this. It's just having a partner that understands. That is important, because if you have a partner that does not understand, and then they're constantly placing demands upon you for what it is that they need, and yet they're not understanding that think sometimes people see it as whatever entrepreneurial, endeavors that you have. They kind of see those a lot of times as hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not looking at it as it being something that you need. That's a need for you to be able to fulfill those goals and to reach those.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And a lot of times if people don't see it as that, then a lot of times they don't see why it's so important to you. And if
That's where the communication comes in too.
yes, and if that person is not understanding and not getting that, then that creates a whole other thing, a whole other issue, But yeah, when you were saying about being single for a while because you had all these goals and everything you wanted to achieve for yourself, girl, I was that way myself at one point where I was just like, you know what? I can sit right here on this laptop all day and do what I got to do because make sure that the kids are together, then, I'm good. And they usually good, as long as they fed and they got something to occupy their time for a little bit, you can sit there and get done what you need to get done. But people in your life, if they're not that understanding and if they're not on a similar path, if you can get somebody who's on a similar path, then, or at least sees where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do, then most time they patting you on the back. They're like, go ahead, babe, what you need me to do? You need me to, watch the kids? You got something, they're all for it because they see that fulfills you and it makes you happy. So, yeah, okay.
One of my many hats, I've been a life coach for 27 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now that I didn't know.
Yes, I've been a life coach. I can't even tell you how, for some reason, when I was in high school, everybody came to me with anything that was going on.
Right.
And they found comfort, of course, in knowing that whatever it is they said to me didn't get repeated. And my counselors noticed that. I went to a Catholic school, so we have counselors in Catholic school, guidance counselors. They noticed that, and they felt like that was a gift. So they paid for me to be certified in high school. They paid for me to be certified to teach my peers. And then once I graduated, they paid for my adult certification.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
that's major.
Through the years, I can't tell you how many times I've heard couples say, oh, we're just not connecting. This person is too busy. That person is too busy. And I think the one common denominator I found in everybody that was just all related was there's this disconnect because at the beginning, you didn't talk. Like you discussed what you want in life, but you didn't necessarily discuss where you are and the path that you needed to take to get there. So now when someone comes to me and say, I had a client earlier with the same problem. First thing I asked them was, well, did you talk about this in the beginning? Right. Does your partner know that this is the steps that you needed to take? And they got really quiet and was like, I don't remember if I did. Right. And this is the time to incorporate that. But also let them know that it's not that you don't want to be with them or disconnect. It's just that you got so wrapped up into your own self and got so wrapped up into what your goals were, you forgot to share it. Right. Oh, wow. I mean, it's an easy answer. You just have to be willing to put the work in.
Look at you dropping gems. See, I didn't even come here for all this. I came here for a cocktail.
Girl, cocktail and conversation, girl. I'm all for it.
Gems, child. But that's a good point, though, that people, a lot of times they have these goals and things that they're trying to reach, but they don't necessarily discuss with their mate the steps that are needed, in order for them to get there. And sometimes, yeah, that's a great point. If they know what it is that you're putting into this in order to get to that point, they'll respect that process a lot more. So that's a great point. Okay. All right. This is Yana Dai. But you know what? it's funny how sometimes you cross people's paths, and like I didn't know when I met you on Instagram. I met you because of the book. So what's the tea
Today.
So I met you because of that, because I was constantly looking for, and because usually each year I try to get my niece and nephew a book that is positive and uplifts them, and because they're younger, and not to say that our older kids don't need that too, because they do,
Yeah.
but they're younger, and I try to get something that's going to be positive for them and have an impact. And when I saw that, it was like this creating the mommy and me time, and I just couldn't, pass on that. But it's funny because I would see your post often on Instagram, and then I would see the different things that you do. And I was just like, you know what? It's funny because it's like I felt like I knew you, but I didn't know you, just through interacting on Instagram. And yeah, so I am really glad and thankful that our paths did cross, social media wise, and now we here. So
Yes.
so I am
See,
so
that's another relationship. That
yeah.
can be, because working in a hospital, it can
Mhm.
take up all of your time.
Now,
And she's only 6. She just turned 6. Like, she's really young and
mhm.
impressionable. And
Right.
if she surrounds the wrong people for too long, because you could be around the wrong people even in school. It could be a good school.
Oh yeah.
And you could still be around the wrong people.
Mm.
Or, I never wanted it to get to a point where she listens to one person more than she listens to me because she's around them more. Not saying that,
Exactly.
what that person may bring to her is wrong,
Right.
but her core, her foundation needs to come from me.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
thought it was important to establish that core, that
Mhm.
relationship, that bond with her.
Right.
I didn't want to wait until she become a teenager, and you have the issues where the teenagers are shut down. They don't want to
Right.
talk to their parents. I don't
Mhm.
want a child that's going through school and just going to be going through so much stuff, and I know
Right.
nothing about it. And then the next thing I know, they're suicide or contemplating. Like, it's just too much with these kids going on, that's going
Yeah.
on with these kids now. These
Yeah.
kids are coming along now. I've seen some evil little kids. I've even seen evil even in her age bracket. Like, it's
Right.
crazy. Like, this is a different kind of child
Yeah.
that's coming along now, and I need for her to understand that it's okay to be open with me, because my first number one job is to protect her,
Right.
and I'm
Mhm.
going to do my job. I'm going to keep her safe. So long as God have me on this planet, I'm going to
Yeah.
keep you safe if it's the
Right.
last thing I do. So that, working in a hospital and managing, and at one point I had 5 different offices I was juggling.
Oh.
So it wasn't just 5 different offices with full of staff members, it's also the doctors. And unfortunately, in that kind of field, it's like you're married to the doctors, because
Mm.
some doctors are very demanding. And you have to be on their beck and call, and
Mhm.
some of them are bougie. They
Yeah.
want you to be their front runner more than you are at home. And
Right.
we were getting up at like 5 in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and we wouldn't get home to 7 at night. Well, at that time, she only has time to take a shower, eat,
Mm.
do whatever homework she have, and then go to bed so we could start our day the next day.
So
And
we're
then,
like the bonding time. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so what I started doing
Mhm.
was I demanded time off at work, like not like really a whole days off, but I changed my schedule, and
Mm.
I told them, like, between 7 and 3, I'm all yours. But
Right.
once 3 o'clock, that's it. I'm all hers. And I would pick her up from school, and
Mhm.
we would go to just the coffee cafes, and I started just really talking to her. And
Right.
I couldn't even believe how much stuff that was even on her mind. I have
Oh.
discovered so much in the last 3, because I started it when she was 3. I've
Uh-huh.
discovered so much in the last 3 years. I didn't
Right.
even know what was going on, because she was afraid to say, well, this
Mm.
person did this and this person did that. And
Right.
I don't have to pull it out of her anymore. Now she
Right.
comes to me and says, Mommy, guess what
Yeah.
happened? Mommy, this happened.
Right.
And that's what I
Because you
wanted from the
created,
beginning.
yeah, you open that door for that dialogue,
Yeah.
So, and
And I
that's
created a safe
important.
space. That's a
Yeah.
safe space. I created a safe space for her
Right.
to be open.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I don't know if everyone gets how important that is to have it so that your child feels comfortable coming to you. I have two daughters. My older daughter, she'll be 26 Monday. And then my younger daughter, she has autism. She's 12.
Okay.
So my older daughter, I always tried to keep that open dialogue there with her so that she always felt comfortable coming to me. And I must say that, and I tell people this all the time, I was like, and I'm not, but my daughter has turned out to be an amazing individual, just as a person, as a human being. And I was like, people were like, oh, well, you're a mom, you did a great job with it. I was like, I said, I did my best with her, but still for her to be who she is, like that's who she is. You know, she's just a good girl. She's a good kid. And she works hard and she just has a great heart, you know, and I'm just
But
always so
Mom, take your credit for that, because there's a foundation for that, because she wasn't born that way. There had to be a structure in her life that led her on that path to be that person. So that's a great job to you. That means job well done
yeah,
for you.
it's just funny. I just always feel odd, like about, you know, how people say that some people can't take a compliment, you know,
Yeah.
I just feel awkward. Like, I'm just like, I just think, you know, that she's just a good kid, you know, on her own. But I mean, I tell her all the time, it's like, Pumpkin, I'm so proud of you, babe. Like, so she, you know, growing up with a single mom for a lot of years, she didn't, you know, she didn't have it easy and she never made me feel bad about it, you know, but she knew that I was doing the best I could. But just, you know, it was always important to me, like you were saying, to have it so that she could talk to me. And she would come to me and talk to me about stuff. And I would, you know, try to give her the best direction I could. But I just felt good that she actually trusted me over whoever was out there telling her
Yes.
what.
Yes.
And that was key, because a lot of stuff, I was like, wait, what? They said what? I'm like, no. You know, so anyhow, but again, I am so glad that our paths crossed and that you were able to be here. And hopefully you'll come back. Maybe we'll do something for the hubby, you know, at some point,
Okay.
mix up some kind of cocktail for him. But again, I thank you so much for coming, and I'm thank you for
having me
in advance, because I feel it. And so we're just gonna wrap up. And everyone, I forgot to say, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button to Sadie Says It All, because I'm gonna be coming back to you with positive sisters like this, doing many things. And I will see you all. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video, because I don't even know what that's gonna be with the holidays coming. So happy holidays, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.